There's something so evil about weaponizing your womb and creating a baby just to get paid. Bitch, I hope that baby turns out to be Chucky 2.0. I hope you have the worst child on the block. There is something so fucking disgusting about some shit like that.
Oh my God.
What's up, y'all? So today we need to talk about rumor regarding Anthony Edwards. I've already dropped 1 to 2 videos on the Anthony Edwards conversation. Latest baby mama, Aisha Howard, Instagram model, influencer, also the baby mama to rapper Little Baby. October or November, Aisha and Anthony Edwards' baby was born. Aisha filed for child support in the state of California, and Anthony filed a motion and said, no, you need to file for child support in the state of Georgia because that's where you were a resident at. You thought you were slick trying to get this child support over in California to get more money out of me. And so he established paternity, and she wants sole custody, child support, and also for Anthony's name to appear on the birth certificate. So it came out through court via text message. Anthony said, I don't want anything to do with this baby. I already told you that. Whatever you choose to do, that's on you, but I have a choice, and it's my choice to decline being in this child's life. I'll pay the money, but that's just the gist of it. I want nothing to do with this child. Now, Anthony is also father to, I want to say, 3 other children. Also, one of his baby mamas, this is so ghetto, one of his baby mamas has a child with rapper Chief Keef.
Help me understand.
To check out this man's response to it. Thank y'all for watching.
I grew up without a father. So let me preface this by saying I do not support, condone, or even understand the actions of a deadbeat. Also, as a father, I don't. However, this Anthony Edwards situation is giving deeper insight to men are not going, especially men with money, if they can, are not going for that whole my choices end at intercourse nonsense. Anthony Davis... Anthony Edwards. Let me not put this on the wrong person. Anthony Edwards
put it up.
has decided that he not only doesn't want parental rights, but he also wants to pay his child support in one lump sum of 216 months. That's 18 years. Never seen the court, condone or approve of this, but we'll see what happens. But I'm just trying to message you real quick that let this be a lesson to some women that men have bodies too. They have choices too. I think y'all overplay that whole, I carry the baby, I give birth, and, it should really be my choice thing. Men, as a dominant personality and just how they hunt, they resent being told what to do. So when you force someone to do something they don't want to do, you're going to get a reaction. And then y'all be like, oh, that's so sad. It's so sad that you also heard someone's request to not do something and you did it anyway. The problem with society is, and y'all do this with everything with men, y'all think that it only matters what the woman wants. It only matters how you feel. It only matters the consequences and the risk to you. Men have lives too. And though I may not agree with their actions, their results, their choices, as a man, and an alpha man at that, I understand the carnal and visceral response to someone trying to back me in the corner. I promise you, if you've ever told me, oh, do this or else, or tried to force me into something, you wouldn't like my response either. So I understand that notion of it because I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. So I think y'all need to stop thinking that you're going to corner these men into anything because they are showing you time and time again, whether you agree or not, that I am willing to take a scorched earth policy to show you that it's just not your body, my choice. I got choices too.
You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. You ain't lied.
Why I've had that conversation about why ultimatums don't work. Women, we wouldn't want an ultimatum. And especially for a man, as he stated, that men tend to have a scorched earth type of approach. And it's not to say that they're naturally or just going to intentionally burn everything down, but you can't try to put a man in a corner when he is innately a man and think that you are going to try to strip him of his ability to make decisions in a situation about his own life. Men have autonomy just like women do. And I keep saying this whole my body, my choice goes beyond just a woman's ability to choose whether or not she wants to keep a baby, but also whether or not a man wants to be involved. And although, just like the gentleman said here, I don't agree with men trying to abscond from their responsibilities of taking care of their child beyond just making payments of child support. Money is not enough to care for a child, right? And we know that children need their fathers. But on the other hand, you can't be mad with a man who is saying up front, you know what? I acknowledge the fact that this is my child, and I will also take fiscal responsibility for my child, but that's where it's going to stop for me. Yes, I have other children, but I choose to be in their lives. I already told you, and you didn't listen to me. And this is not necessarily trying to just go against the fact that you didn't listen to me, but I know me. I am a man. I have the right to make a choice and a decision for my life, just like you chose to keep this child against what I've already explained to you. It is in writing. Didn't want to listen to me. I'm going to do my part financially, but don't expect any type of physical involvement and engagement. And I know it sounds really bad, but this is what it is. And this is the consequence of women trying to use children as pawns, whether it's a pawn for money, whether it's a pawn for outcomes in a relationship or a get back, whatever the reason is, it's not going to work. This is what happens when women are on demon time and they have ulterior motives, essentially manipulate a situation. You get mad because you didn't get the outcomes that you wanted, are in court, and this man is saying, I'm requesting just to pay this money up front because I refuse to give you any money. We're not going to play this whole back and forth in court. I just want it to be done and over with. I'm going to pay my 216 months of child support. That means that it's going to be on you as the mother to be responsible with this management of money for this child, for the child's living expenses, the child's activities, all of that. He probably will have to pay maybe for medical, not sure how that will go, but nonetheless, this is on you. Now, once I give you this $2,000 or this $2 million and you decide to blow it, then that lets me know exactly where your mind is at, because you didn't have good intentions on making sure that the child had what they need, because I'm giving you the money. I'm not going to interfere with that. Now, I see in this comments section over here under this gentleman's post, and his name is Jamal Vitos. So somebody, the first comment says, Owen Wilson did the same and no one ever talks about it. I had no idea, and I actually looked this up. So the actor Owen Wilson, you guys know him from a variety of films, but back in 2019, he made a one-time child support payment of $103,128 to his estranged girlfriend. And this covered the expenses related to the birth of their daughter, as well as a night nurse, labor coach, legal fees, and part of monthly child support. Now, I'm not sure what that means for him long term, but this was back in 2019. So I did see a post by a lawyer, and I do want to go and show you guys this post. But this lawyer here says that he can request a one-time lump sum payment for child support, but that doesn't mean he is going to be granted, and actually that's less likely to happen. So let's hear what she has to say.
Edwards asking for his child support to be paid in one lump sum is not going to happen. I'm a divorce attorney in California, and one thing that people don't understand about child support and family law rules in general is that you can ask for anything. It doesn't mean that it's going to be granted. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Anthony Edwards got a lady pregnant. She moved to California and filed a paternity lawsuit against him and asked for child support for his baby. Allegedly, he got 3 women pregnant in 2024, and when this woman Aisha told him that she was going to have a baby and he was going to be a father, he told her that she should get rid of it and that he's not going to be involved in the child's life if she decides to have the baby. She still decided to have the baby, allegedly because she had already gotten rid of a child within the last 2 years and she regretted it. Anyway, she goes on to file this lawsuit in California, which she has every right to do because Anthony Edwards was determined to be the father, so therefore he is responsible for taking care of the baby. The reason why I said that lump sum request is not going to happen is because the California laws do not allow for you to basically discharge child support in that way. You can't contract away child support, although he is paying. As he progresses in his career or as the child's need changes, child support can change. It doesn't just stay one set amount for the child's entire life unless the parents leave it that way. So if Aisha gets a child support amount and Anthony Edwards' income goes up, she can always take him back to court to get more child support from him. Or if the child develops special needs or needs daycare costs included, she can take him back to court to get those things. You also can't really predict how much co-pays and things of that nature are going to be. So she would still have to take him back to court for things like that because he would still be responsible for paying anything like co-pays, daycare costs, all the things, right? Now, Aisha can agree to accept child support paid in one lump sum, but that contract would be really, really hard to do because she will always be able to come back and say, you know what, that was not enough. When I agreed to this was below guideline child support. Now he's making more money, so I'm coming back to ask for the difference of what he should have been paying under this contract. You cannot contract child support away like they are trying to do. So I really want to know who his attorney is because that's a wild motion to file. Aisha can definitely agree to it, but there's nothing really stopping her from bringing it back at a later time saying that was not enough. Anthony?
All right. So this attorney here is speaking on this case as if it will be heard in the state of California, and she is also a lawyer out of the state of California. However, initially this case was heard in the state of California. Anthony Edwards filed a motion, or his legal team filed a motion to say this is actually out of jurisdiction because this situation happened and began in the state of Georgia. She relocated to California to give birth to the child in anticipation of trying to get the maximal amount of child support that she could, just being greedy, basically. And we do not know what they will do in the state of Georgia, but she does make a good point, and I just alluded to that previously, that the child's need could change, so therefore the mother could over time request additional support. But the bottom line is that if what our calculations are correct, someone here says we're talking about $10,000 a month. This is allegedly what the agreed upon, or what the numbers were that were kind of given out. Again, this is all speculative. I don't know all the details. I've not been able to get a whole lot of information because this is an ongoing case. However, it's about $10,000 a month. And the commenter here says that is more than enough to raise a child for 18 years, considering it is more than the average income. If she blows the money, it is on her. No need to petition more. And I agree, a child doesn't need more than $10,000. I remember Tyrese, he was going through that in the state of Georgia, where his ex-wife, Samantha, was trying to get him for at least $10,000. And he said, that's crazy. My child doesn't need $10,000. I can provide for my child outside of an amount that's a lot less than that. But $10,000, he said he's not paying it. And I agree, a child doesn't need $10,000 a month. Father could be paying, in addition to that, he might pay the educational costs, if there are any additional medical needs, so on and so forth. But the bottom line is this, I just think that at the end of all of this, there's an innocent child that's involved, being used as a pawn for manipulation and money moves. And that's it. This is a money grab, baby. We know that women are going to continue to do this, but stop trying to use babies as a means to try to get money instead of you doing something productive with your life and having a child with a man that doesn't want to be in the life of his child, as if the money alone is enough. And I know a lot of women, y'all flip-flop about this. Y'all will cry and whine about the man not being involved. But then if the man is not giving enough money, then that's a problem too. The child needs both. But the child doesn't need an exorbitant amount of money per month for the parent to take care of them. And also the mother should still be working and generating her own income as well. And yes, the father should be financially responsible. But when this is all said and done, this child is going to see all of this online. And this is very disgusting, in my opinion, when you don't listen and you are going after an individual and you are wanting something to happen that's just not going to happen. And you all I know, again, it might look very pitiful, and it is sad that the child's father is not involved, but he already told you what it was. And instead of you listening and taking heed to what he said, and you thought you was going to have this baby and put this baby's pictures online, he apparently has not budged on what he said. And that just lets you know that if he's willing to pay that 216-month payment up front, that 216 months is the 18 years of that child's life, then that really lets you know he's basically washed his hands with the situation. And as crappy as that sounds, that is his choice as well. So let me know what y'all think about this entire situation with the Anthony Edwards allegedly requesting to make that 216-month payment up front for child support. Y'all, this is wild. But if you've enjoyed my commentary, please leave a like, share this video, as well as consider subscribing to the channel. And to the next one, peace, y'all.